Dear friends, welcome to the first episode of the Military Power NEWS channel. Today we are going to face a question that has echoed like thunder in recent days. If the United States decided to invade Venezuela to overthrow the narco dictatorship of Nicolás Maduro,
decided to send more warships to the southern Caribbean Sea,
would they be digging their own Amazonian Vietnam? To understand the reason for this often repeated parallel, we need to revisit one of the most traumatic conflicts in modern history, the Vietnam War, officially between 1955 and 1975. It put the communist North, supported by the Soviet Union, against the capitalist South, backed by a coalition led by Washington. That's where the machinery of tragedy began. The war was unique due to its brutal use of guerrilla warfare. Inspired by evil and anti-colonial fervor, the Viscontis explored suffocating jungles, waterlogged rice fields, and endless tunnels, like the legendary Kukai. With lightning attacks, ambushes, and mines, they challenged the most powerful war machine on the planet. The United States arrived in 1965 with more than 500,000 soldiers, B-52s dropping bombs, napalm setting forests on fire, and Agent Orange being sprayed. Still nothing was enough. With every step, the Americans were sucked deeper into a hopeless quagmire. Hostile terrain, monsoons, impenetrable jungles, and above all, a people inflamed by fierce nationalism made victory impossible. The Tet Offensive in 1968 showed the world that the enemy could strike anywhere, even while being militarily defeated. They won psychologically. The result, more than 58,000 Americans dead, over 1 million Vietnamese sacrificed, and an America divided, traumatized, and defeated. Nicolás Maduro is betting everything on the Bolivarian National Militia, created in 2007 to be the civic military arm of the revolution. He claims to have 4.5 million members, many of them civilians, elderly people, housewives, hastily armed with rifles and promises of missiles. It is numerous on paper, but undermined by corruption, questionable loyalty, and minimal training. The country's geography is treacherous. It has a treacherous geography. The country has a treacherous one. The perfect terrain for insurgencies. A conventional invasion by the United States would be quick. 150,000 Venezuelan soldiers with rusty armored vehicles and obsolete fighter jets would hardly be able to resist American air superiority. But what about afterwards? The real threat would come from guerrillas, militias, and collectives dispersing into the jungle. Militias ambushing columns, sabotaging pipelines, and setting cloacas on fire with urban warfare. Venezuelan analysts warn it could be a multiplied Vietnam, a nightmare fueling anti-American nationalism and potentially dragging all of Latin America into conflict. But there are crucial differences from Vietnam. The North had unlimited support from Moscow and Beijing. Venezuela, on the other hand, is isolated with its economy in ruins and its own people divided, without success, supplies, or a unifying ideology. The militias would probably be nothing more than a tropical version of the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, troublesome and violent, but unable to prevent the fall of the regime. In the end, the United States might even face headaches and billions in expenses, but not the endless hell of Vietnam.
In the end, the United States would face headaches, but not the endless hell of Vietnam. American authorities as well. A guided missile cruiser, which is a large ship capable of launching attacks on the high seas, would also be mobilized, as well as a fast attack submarine with nuclear propulsion. And these ships, they are expected to arrive in the region next week. In addition to this movement, last week, 3 destroyers equipped with guided missiles were also mobilized, as well as 3 amphibious ships. These are the ships that also allow officers to be transported so that if there is any kind of directive, they can carry out a landing and a ground operation.
Whether Maduro and his loyalists are prepared to turn the jungle into a trench and Caracas into a minefield remains to be seen. And if you want to keep following explosive analyses like this, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because the information war has already begun and you can't be left out.